Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Lisa, and today I have my daughter, Tori. And what I'm going to talk about this week is my progress. And this is the 12 weeks out video. And I'm a few days late on posting my video, but I had to wait a couple of days so I could get her in it. I really wanted her to be on here with me and talk about her experiences with competing. And so I'll upload my pictures, my 12-week out pictures after the video shoots. And I take my check-ins on Fridays. I usually try to have my videos posted by Friday night or Saturday. So like I said, we're a couple of days behind. But you know some things about me. And now we want to talk about Tori. She has always ever since she was little, she looked up to me and always thought about competing. And one day she finally came about. And Tori, let's talk to YouTube about your experience and why you got started.
So I kind of like grew up being around the gym, like in the gym, because she was always competing and fitness was always her thing. So I would occasionally go to the gym with her. I never really thought much about it. And then COVID happened and I was out of school, like it was my senior year of high school. So that got cut short because of COVID. So we were in lockdown, everything was closed. I had a job, like I still have the same job. And so all I would do is go to work, and I didn't really have very many friends. So
Yeah,
I
because COVID
just,
kind of sucked. With shutting everything down and
yeah, so I just spent a lot of my time going to work and staying at home. And I would go to the gym with mom, and she's like, "Oh, why don't you do a bodybuilding show?" And I'm like, "No, I don't really, I don't really know if that's for me. Like, I'll never be able to do it." But we just kind of kept going to the gym together, and then eventually we went to one of our local gyms. Shout out 4 Star Fitness, and
oh, that was
they
for the posing, right?
they
Yeah.
had a posing class, and she was like, "Let's just go see how you like it, and if you don't want to, like, you don't have to, but let's just do it." So we went to this posing class. Like, I had no idea what I was doing, but that's why we went. And then I was like, honestly, like, why don't I do a competition? Like, it seems like it would be fun. I'm not doing anything else right now. So we went and started working on some stuff, and then I was like, okay, I think I might do it. And I was just telling myself that, and after being in that posing class, it kind of felt like that's what I was supposed to be doing.
Mhm.
So then I was like, okay, I'll do a bodybuilding competition. I don't know how long it was
Let's see. I'm trying to
after
remember.
that until my first show. My first show was in May of 2021.
Right. Yep.
It was here in Tulsa. Um,
And you competed in, did you do True Novice?
I did True Novice and Teen.
Right.
I won Teen. I think I placed, man, I don't know.
True Novice. I'm trying to
I think
remember.
it was third,
I think it was, I think it was third too.
something like that. But I did that, and then I was like, okay, I really like it. Like, I had a lot of fun
Hmm.
prepping for it, actually competing. Everyone was like, "Are you nervous? Are you nervous?" And I was like, "No, I'm more excited than anything. Like, this is
I was nervous.
completely out of my comfort zone, but I'm having a lot of fun." Um, Prep was a little bit difficult for me. I mean, of course, it was my first one ever, so it was a lot easier. And
And I prepped her.
yeah, she prepped me. But it was a little bit difficult at times. I remember we went to Tin Gym together, and I was like, I don't want to do cardio. I went to the bathroom, I started crying, and I was like, I just want to lift. Like, I don't want to do cardio. And then
Yeah, I
I
remember
don't
that day you had a breakdown.
yeah.
Felt so bad.
But, that was my first one of many. But I realized that you just have to be in the right mindset, um, to be in a prep and for a bodybuilding competition because it is not easy.
So you did the one in May, and then you waited until you did the, wait, hang on. I'm trying to remember. You did Tulsa again the next year. Is that right?
I did May 2021
Right,
and then September 2021
right. And then
and then
that's,
November 2022.
you didn't do teen in that one because that's the one that Phoenix did. My niece,
No.
Phoenix. They're like 4 months apart.
Um,
She did that one with you, and you did open and novice.
so yes, for September of 2021, it was the Grand Prix.
Okay.
I did yeah, open and novice.
And you placed, I think,
I think
fifth in open,
fifth in open and first in novice.
and she won the overall.
Overall novice, yes. um, yeah, and then my most recent show, November of 2022, was the Grand Prix again. It was me and two other girls that competed in the same show.
With the year before, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
the year before. Um, I only competed open, but I placed third.
Yes, so
Not too
she's
bad.
so close to getting that national
Moving up
qualifier.
every show, which is not that bad. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I tried really, really hard that prep. Like I knew that I needed a break from 2021 to compete again. So that's why I waited until the same show the next year, 2022. Because my show that I had in September of 2021, that prep, I don't think that I should have done it. I was not ready. I kind of like half-assed it.
You can cuss on here.
Okay.
It's not safe for kids.
Like I did not, for the most part, I stuck to my diet, but I would be like, oh, this little piece of cookie isn't gonna hurt me, or Chipotle. So that was not a good idea. Um, so then I felt very like undeserving of how I placed in that show because I did not
Yeah, even winning the overall,
put
I don't,
100% in.
yeah.
And everyone's like, you looked great, like you deserve it. I'm like, you don't understand. Like I like cheated my way through that, and that's not how I want to be. Like I don't want to win that way. Like there's all these other people that are putting in 110% and placing a lot lower, and then here I am putting in like 70% and winning novice overall. But
So here we are. We were trying to make our plans for this year, and she had wanted to compete in the same show as me, but then she was telling me that she just didn't feel like she was ready to do the prep again. She wanted to take some time to allow herself to grow because, I mean, the open classes are no joke. She wanted to put a little bit more muscle up on her delts and really wanted to work on her glutes and get that ham glute tie in. And so I told her, I was like, hey, sis, don't waste a prep because, you don't want to diet down and take any chances of losing what you've worked the last few months to gain. So make your improvements that you need to make. That way, when you go into your next prep, your mindset's a lot clearer and you'll feel like you're more competitive. So as of now, we don't have a show planned, right?
no, not yet. Yeah, I
No.
just wanted to take this time off to really improve, and it didn't feel right in my heart to do this show.
Mm,
I
she's got a lot going on, work, and then her boyfriend's getting ready to graduate in May, so she didn't want to be on prep in May. And so trying to figure stuff out, right?
Yep.
For life.
Yep.
Okay. Um tell everybody how old you are.
I am 21. My birthday is January 16th. If anybody wants to send me some food stuff.
And okay, so talk about like your while you're in prep, what is your favorite meal of that day?
Breakfast.
And what do you do for breakfast?
Breakfast, I usually would have eggs, um, English muffin, or like a piece of toast. Yeah,
Okay.
it's my favorite meal. Or eggs and potatoes and some fat-free cheddar cheese.
There you
Cheesy
go.
eggs.
And to give some advice to other girls out there that are thinking about competing, how would you say it's best to balance your work, your social life while you're in prep?
There are a few girls that I know, like some of my coworkers, they are like, "Oh, that's so awesome, you're doing a bodybuilding show." Um, and then one specifically, she says she wants to do one towards the end of this year. And she already works out like a lot. She spends a lot of time in the gym. She works a lot. So I think she balances pretty well, um, so far, which is really good, like before starting anything. But I would definitely say that being in prep, you are going to have to make a few sacrifices, by not going out. If you have to do cardio versus hanging out with your friends, you got priorities. So
That
it's
comes
not it's
first.
not long term. It's just for short periods of time. You will have to make a choice to either like be with your friends versus doing cardio. You just got to make the most out of your time that you have during your day, and just go from there. Just plan everything out. It really helps a lot. Um, you know, like if you want to hang out with your friends like 2 times a week, plan everything out, like your times, like everything. It really, really helps.
And what would you say your biggest struggle or the hardest thing about prep?
Cardio.
Yeah.
Cardio. I'm not too bad with food. Like if I'm in a really, really good mindset, starting prep. Because I work at a restaurant, so um, it's hard being around like a lot of food and stuff. Um, Especially when everyone's like, "Oh, just do it." I won't tell anyone. I'm like, stop that right now. Um, but no, it's really hard working in a restaurant, doing that and being able to prep my meals and have them,
Oh, yeah.
every 2 to 3 hours. But my managers are pretty understanding. Um, there was one time, one of my coworkers, he was trying to eat, and we were like really, 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 really busy. And she was like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "I'm eating." And she's like, "No, like we're busy. We're in the middle of a rush. You need to go do something else." Like, and he's like, "Will you let Tori eat?" And she was like, "Well, that's different. Tori's a bodybuilder." It's like, okay, well, thank you. I don't want to feel like special or anything, but I appreciate that. But it is hard, because I don't always have the time to eat. So I try to wake up earlier, maybe make my meals like, um,
Yeah.
bigger, and then just
Because
eat.
you might have to eat less times a day
Yes,
and more
more
of
food.
that way you can,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. And
And that's
then
okay. That's
I
okay.
don't I don't get off work until late in the evening, so I'm like, I really hate shoving a whole bunch of food down my throat right before I go to bed.
Yeah.
Um,
I've always wanted to know, and I'll ask you since you're a competitor and you work at a restaurant. I know sometimes smelling the food and stuff can be hard and you get like extra hungry. But do you ever find that sometimes you're just like, oh my gosh, this is disgusting. Like, I can't do it. Like,
yes, yes,
okay.
all the time. So like now, I don't know, just even smelling like fast food places like is disgusting to me. And just the fact that I work in a restaurant, I can see how everything's made, like what it's cooked in, and I'm like,
The oils
that
and the
is not
butter.
good. Yes, everything is like so greasy. That's how they make it taste good, and a lot of this stuff is not even that good for you.
The gym that I work out at Cola, there's a wing stop like two doors down. So every time I walk in, and sometimes even on cardio, I can smell that like chicken grease, and it literally like makes me want to gag every time. I'm not big on fried foods. They don't agree with my stomach, and so they smell and taste disgusting to me.
Yeah, I try not to eat fast food. If I
Ugh,
do, like, I definitely won't get fried food anymore. I'm really just trying to stay away from processed food right now. Um, but if I do eat out, it'll be like a Chipotle
yeah, if I eat out,
Chick-fil-A, like grilled nuggets,
if
some
I
fruit.
eat out, yeah, my go-to place is like Qdoba. I don't get the queso on my um, chicken queso bowl.
No, I get
The rice and the
rice.
beans and the meat and
No, I don't like
extra
beans.
meat.
I get rice, chicken,
The
extra
lettuce.
fajita veggies. No, I don't get lettuce.
What?
Rice, chicken, fajita veggies, corn salsa, maybe a
Corn?
little bit of cheese on it,
Yeah.
or like a little bit of sour cream, or the plain non-fat Greek yogurt, because it's just like sour cream.
Do you have any advice for new competitors or girls that are thinking about getting into it? If somebody was to say, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing this bikini show," what's the first thing that I do?
I would say definitely practice your posing.
Mhm.
It's funny because I say that, and I feel like I hardly practice my posing at all. Which that is one thing that I really need to be better at. Because practice makes perfect. You do it more, you become more confident.
And you
While
can
doing your routine
never
on
get too much
stage.
practice.
Yep.
Never.
Um, Walking in the heels wasn't too bad for me.
Oh yeah,
Um,
walk in heels, girls, because if you are not used to walking in heels, you're going to look like
yeah. Um, but yeah, I would just say practice your posing, prioritize your sleep. Like I just had a girl reach out to me and she said that she is in prep now, and she said that she feels like stuck and she's in her head all the time. I'm like, just make sure you're sleeping enough, do what you need to do, make sacrifices, practice your posing. Like there's all these free classes like at gyms, like at local gyms that you can go to. They're
and
always willing to help, and
YouTube too. And if you're
yeah.
part of any kind of social media like Instagram, there are some posing coaches that can do stuff online, and it's not necessarily free, but for low prices, you can subscribe at least to get to a library and at least get some of the basics down. Also, YouTube, go to some local shows and just kind of check out the scene and see what you think and watch what the girls are doing. Watch what the pros are doing and how they're posing in their videos and kind of just go from there. I know the amateurs and pros posing routines are a little bit different because they're allowed more time, but you can get at least the basics of everything.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, record yourself on your phone. um, I would not practice in front of a mirror all the time and become reliant on that in the beginning. Yes, that's okay, but when you're on stage, you don't have those mirrors to rely on. So set up a camera, video yourself, and critique your own posing where you can make like your little tweaks and stuff like that. And eventually, over time, you'll see that your posing does get better, and of course, show after show does get better. Um, and you're going to be nervous your first time competing, stepping on stage. You'll get those jitters, and then I call it like a blackout. Like I completely, like once I start walking, i
Mhm.
i morph into a whole different person, and then I'm
Um,
like, what just happened?
yeah. Uh,
What just happened?
Not to jump back too much, but
Jump back.
another another like really really hard thing about prep is seeing that your body is making changes. It is really 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 hard for you to tell if your body's making changes because you look at yourself in the mirror every single day. um it's just a prep thing, even like a normal thing, like you're always looking at your body,
You feel like you're
you
not
know.
lean enough
hmm
or something's not changing.
Right. And that's why I always say, like, take your progress pictures. Compare,
Yes.
like, if you're feeling like really, really in your head, like 1 week, and you're getting like really close to your showtime, take that first week, like, progress picture, compare it to one like now, and then you'll see some, it'll make you feel a little bit better. Just keep going no matter how hard it gets. Trust
Yeah.
the process.
Pictures don't lie. The scale can be very, very deceiving. I have went through a whole prep. I literally weighed the same, but if you took day one of prep versus, you know, 6 to 8 weeks later, even the end, it's two different people, but I weighed the same. It literally, yeah, you cannot rely on that scale. It's very, very deceptive. Um, so, mistakes that you have made, what have they been? Like during or even after prep?
Not sticking to my diet.
One thing I was having to preach to her about is the post show reverse diet. It is very, very
Yep.
easy
Yep.
to, once you get that taste of sugar,
Mhm.
you literally can't stop. It like sends these weird kind of signals to your brain, and it's like you want more and more and more and more.
Like an
Like
addiction.
you can't get enough. And after you've eaten a whole bunch of crap, you literally feel like crap, and you can gain so much body fat in such a short period of time because your body is like ultra sensitive to everything that it's taking in. So for new competitors, learn what it is, like what it is to diet. Also, before you even start your prep, know what you're going to do after your show ends. Have that plan.
Yeah.
That, okay, once I'm done with my show, I'm going to focus on, I'm going to get the judges' feedback. I'm going to work on what they want to, what they suggest. Also, have your reverse plan started. You know, that you want to get up to, say, eventually like 1,500, 1,700 calories, but you're going to have to go very, very slow. Just like you taper down, you're going to have to taper up. It's mistakes that I have made in my prep. And I've learned,
Yep.
and I've learned a lot throughout
We've
the years.
learned the hard ways, especially me. After.
And I tell her,
After my show in May. Wait, no. After my show in September 2021, I did not reverse diet. I literally ate everything I wanted. I gained like 30 pounds higher than what my like normal weight
What was your
was.
lowest stage weight?
My lowest, see, I don't know how much I weighed my first show, but my lowest stage weight had to have been my most recent one because that's like the most lean that I've ever been. So I think probably like 111.
And how tall are you?
5'3" and a quarter.
Okay, I'm 4'11 and a half. Well, we can just say I'm 5 foot, right?
Yep, the most lean I've ever been was 111 pounds. I do, like, anytime I step on the scale, because my coach, he would
Oh, she
ask
now has a
for,
coach. She now has a coach.
my coach would ask for, like, check-in pictures every week with, like, macros and weight. So I would document all of that. I would write it in my notes, um, just my weight, um, just so I know, like, I don't know. I guess I really don't need it, but for funsies, I guess.
All right, so your future plans, you do want to compete again, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you want to move on to like nationals and do a national show?
Eventually, yes, I would love to. That's why I decided to take this time off to really improve and grow, so that I'm not wasting time, I'm not wasting money. Um, that way I can really get to where I need to be to set myself up for success.
There you go.
Yep.
That that's what I'd recommend. That way,
Work smarter, not harder.
yes, exactly. Go in and get that qualification, turn around and do nationals and absolutely kill it.
Yep.
Okay, is there anything else that you want to talk about? While she's thinking about some things, I'll kind of talk about this last week. I know I said that my 12 weeks out um, pictures from last week, there wasn't really much of a change, but I looked at pictures from like 4 weeks ago and I could tell that there's some change. But this past week, nothing really has moved. I was still at like 113.2, and that's still okay. My macros are still staying the same for this week. My cardio is still the same. I'm doing 45 minutes, 6 days a week, and I'm doing 5 days of lifting as of now. My biggest problem is that my body fights me getting lean. So I'm gonna push it to the ultimate. And if I feel like I'm starting to get too lean, what? If I feel like I start to get too lean, I'll add in a refeed day or two. Um, and plus, also, I'm going to lose a week. Well, not really lose a week, but I am going to travel in May, just a few weeks out from my show. So I kind of want to go in and be ready before I'm ready. And that's
Be ready before you're ready.
be ready before you're ready. Yep. I don't want to be the, here goes the hourglass and I could see the sand almost at where it's at the end and I'm running out of time. So I'm getting a jump on things and I didn't let my body fat get too out of hand this off season, just training hard. So we'll see how it goes. And hopefully these next week picks will, I'll start noticing some more changes. I was just telling her this morning that I really don't start seeing stuff on myself until about 9 weeks out. And then at about 6 weeks out, I'm like, yep, here we go. You can really start seeing some caps in my shoulders and more like veins in my arms, which I never had those before until last prep.
Like I still sometimes see like my bicep vein and like a delt vein. I get so excited about it. Having a delt vein.
Yeah, I've got to get leaner for this next show. I've got to bring in the where you can see my tie-ins, and they wanted fuller glutes. So all I can do is try my hardest, train hard, get lean, let things happen, do this show here in June, kind of see where I'm at, and then make a plan on when I can do a master's show. Because I won't step on stage if I am not ready. I am super OCD and meticulous about stuff. And that's part of why I'm doing my own prep. Financially, I can't really afford hiring a coach, and that's totally okay. I know enough to at least get myself through these local shows. And like I said, I'm very meticulous on. I critique myself to the ultimate.
I think that's pretty common with people that are in prep as well. And I did want to say, like, I did want to add, if you're getting closer to showtime and you are in your head a lot, and you find that you're struggling through your workouts to even finish them, like you just want to go in and do cardio, invite someone to go with you. Even if they've never been to the gym before, that might be even better. So you can sort of like help and guide them to do workouts, and it'll make you actually want to like work out and stuff.
Yeah.
I know that helped me a little bit, so just a little bit.
Yeah, try not to just go through the motions during your workouts. Cardio, it's okay, but really on your workouts, make sure you're focusing on that mind-muscle connection because that will really, really help you in the end. And also just think too, she's probably heard me say this a million times, when it really, really starts to suck, embrace that feeling because that right there is you are ultimately testing yourself to your highest. What you can do, what you can accomplish. Did I say that a lot during prep?
Yeah.
It's gonna suck. It's gonna suck, but you know what? You're gonna be okay.
It's gonna be worth it as soon as you step foot on stage. You get a medal around your neck or a trophy or a new wolf pack. backpack or something.
You never know. You surprise yourself.
Right.
And even if you get last place. Mhm. Oh, as I was saying, even if you placed last in your show, going through your prep, stepping on stage, you have by far done way more than most females can even think about. You fit into that small percentage of girls that actually do something like that. So that's got to mean something. That's got to count.
And I really like now how it's a younger generation getting into bodybuilding. You know, when I competed in my show with mom, everyone was like, "Oh, she's your mom? Like that's so cute." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. Like I'm really lucky. I do have someone here doing prep with me and going through everything, which makes it really, really nice. I have a cardio buddy, you know, workout buddy, and everyone was like, "Oh, you're so young." I didn't even know that there was a teen division until I went to um, register, and I was like, "Wow, that's new." But I feel like it was mainly like younger guys. But I do like how there are like a lot of girls getting into fitness, especially bodybuilding now, because I think that working out, moving your body is very, very important, especially nowadays. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah. And so I think it's really cool that, we're getting a 21-year-old's perspective, a 45-year-old's perspective on the whole thing. It's all pretty much the same. But I'll tell you what, those Masters girls are no joke, man. So the open girls, I mean, they're freaking amazing. But we're essentially on the same journey. I'm doing this more for just fun and love the challenge. I mean, it'd be awesome to, make it to a Masters national show and get a pro card. But I mean, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I mean, I'm okay with that, because as long as I look and feel like I belong up there, I mean, that's,
As long as you're having fun as well. I think that
yeah.
is a big point.
And I love it. I do have fun. I actually love the prep. I love structure. I love challenging myself. I really have no problem eating my diet because, like I said, I have a sensitive stomach, so I usually stick to the same kinds of foods, and I'm a lazy prepper. I grill chicken, rice, green beans or brock slaw, peanut butter, rice cakes, eggs, cream of rice. That's it. And I don't get tired of eating the same thing. I
You
It's
just
what
gotta
works for
make
me.
it
And
spicy.
oh yeah, and I've
Like
been
add a
on a
little bit of
spicy thing.
spice. Not like I didn't mean like spicy
Like
like
taste spicy,
like spicy
spicy,
like interesting like
interesting. Yes, you can season your food to make it taste great. You can make your chicken different kinds of way: grill, bake, crock pot.
so pop.
Yeah,
That's how I cook mine.
I have
Or
yet to mix oatmeal and eggs though.
oh,
I I don't know. And my cream of rice, I like it plain with Splenda. I don't do any fruits. I'm not really a big fruit person.
see, I love fruit. When I'm like craving something sweet, you know, if I have like a little bit of Cool Whip, that's what I'll have. But for the most part, if I want something sweet, I will try to turn to like fruit. Um, especially like organic strawberries because they are so so yummy, so good, so sweet.
And
Or a Diet Dr Pepper. Diet
yeah,
sodas really help
yeah,
as well,
I
like
do.
especially late at night. Even though I probably shouldn't have a can of soda before bed.
I do a soda every once in
But
a while if I feel like I'm having a craving and I want something just to kind of, I guess, satisfy myself. I do drink a lot of coffee. I don't know, 2 or 3 cups a day. That's not really that much, but um, let's see. But yeah, I don't know if there's anything else to talk about.
yeah, I think that wraps it up for today.
Um, I do want to promote my waist trainer. I use the Squeeze Me Skinny waist trainer. I am on a size extra small. My goal is to get into an extra, extra small. and I use the medium length
Are you
10
wearing it right
inch.
now?
No, I'm not wearing it right
Oh,
now. I need to put it on. I have a reminder on my phone that goes off every day. Um, Tells me to put on my
put on
effing,
your waist
it
trainer.
literally says put on your effing waist trainer. So, all right, you can check it out. It's at squeezemeskinny.com. Use that Lisa Girl 10 for 10% off on your order. And if you have any questions or comments, put it down below. Subscribe, like my video. And how can they reach you, Miss Tori, if somebody wants to reach out to you like a young girl for advice or whatever?
I am on socials. Instagram is my number one. So if you send me a message on there, I will gladly respond to you. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, just want somebody to talk to. My Instagram is Tori, Tori 1523. Tori Thompson is my name. I think you can look that up and it'll also show up. But yep.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
See you next time.